Hi Weebies, happy Wednesday. Today we're going to be talking about emotions, remember? And things that you feel. So we talked about being scared, we talked about when you're hungry. Today we're going to be talking about when you're, what do you think he is? Or this one. He looks very mad, right? He looks very mad. And we're going to we're going to talk about a story that talks about somebody being very mad and how they can be very rude. And this one is the true story of the Three Little Pigs. And it's told by John Sieska and it's illustrated by Lane Smith. And it starts. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you know a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side. I'm Wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault we wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. Oh my gosh. That's just the way we are. If a cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. You see the burger he's eating? But like I'm saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. See, a sneeze, a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terribly sneezing cold, and I ran out of sugar. You see? He ran out of sugar. Sorry, friends. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw or hay. Can you believe it? I mean, who in the right mind would build a whole house out of straw? So of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell in. I didn't want to just walk into somebody's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? And no answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch and I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed, and what do you think is gonna happen? As I sneezed, and I sneezed a great sneeze. Uh-oh. And you know what? The whole darn house of straw fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of the straw was the first little pig. And he was knocked out. He had been home the whole time. It seemed a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate it up. I think it's a big cheeseburger. Just think about it. It's a cheeseburger lying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. The neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not too much. He had built his house out of sticks. I rang the bell in the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, Wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin. Oh, wow. So that's when you can tell he's angry. He's mad. I had just grabbed the doorknob, and when I felt a little sneeze coming on, I huffed and I snuffed, and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not gonna believe it. But this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was a second little pig laying there. Wolf's honor. Now you know food will spoil you if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it, it was the second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better. And I still didn't have the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick's house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what the rude little porker answered? Get out of here, wolf. Don't bother me again. Wow, he's mad. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear, sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I puffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin. Oh my gosh. Do you guys see the third pig? He looks angry, right? He looks very mad. Now, I'm a calm fellow. But when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down this pig's house. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. So there he is. Now he's mad and he's going crazy. And the cops and everyone is looking at him. The rest, as they say, is history. The big bad wolf. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured the sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all the huff and puff and blow your house down. And they made me the big bad wolf. And that's it. That's the real story. I was framed. But maybe, could you loan me a cup of sugar? And look, there again, he looks angry. He looks mad. So, when you're angry, remember, don't hit, don't fight, but just talk about why you're angry, alright? Alright, bye, Weebies.